So what a
anyway, shout out to our guy Red. Shout out to Star Mechanical. Shout out to our boy Jason Demers, who joins us for his weekly appearance. Oil up, Jason. The Edmonton Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Final.
Did it, boys. We did it. We literally, just the way we drew it up. Hang on, my phone is for some reason people are calling me, which makes no sense.
Do they not know?
They know this is my oil up time. This is my oil up time.
We're fired up right now. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, just the way we drew it up. Who knew we'd be riding the penalty kill and Stuart Skinner into the finals?
Honestly, if you gave me a million guesses, that would have been my last at the penalty kill. At the start of the playoffs, that Stuart Skinner and the penalty kill would have guided us through, and our power play would have had goals in only 2 games.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. And I mean, what a testament to this group of just changing their game constantly, the coaching staff. I mean, just an incredible run by this team. And I mean, listen, we're all at fault at the network and everywhere else. I mean, we were shitting on the team, mid-season about they need to go get a goalie and at the trade deadline. And I mean, what a testament to Stuart Skinner, just kind of regrouping himself and becoming this goalie he outplayed Jake Ottinger. I mean, I talked about it. Somebody asked me, what was the big thing in that series? I was like, I mean, listen, Connor was Connor, and he did his Connor things, and so was Zach. But Stuart made more saves than Jake Ottinger, especially in that last game. I mean, that last game is a Stuart Skinner win all day.
What surprised you the most about the Dallas team in the sense of what they didn't bring to the series? Like, there was many guys who weren't getting goals. The power play was, like we said, basically nothing. And Ottinger wasn't as great as we all thought he was going to be. But was there something that stood out the most to you?
I mean, listen, I thought Dallas might have just ran out a little bit of gas. I think they had a way harder run than Edmonton did. But listen, it's the way it shakes out in the NHL playoffs. Like, you never know. You need to get those bounces, and you need to get a nice line coming through. Like, you can't just. It's hard, and it's rare that teams go through the gauntlet and win the cup. So I think they were the fresher team. And then obviously, I go back to Knobloch, just makes adjustments within the lineup constantly in the playoffs that they seem to always work out, and it's been absolutely incredible. Every time he moves a player in or out of the lineup depth-wise, they produce. And his feel in the room and his pulse is really spot on. And then again, it's the same old, but that penalty kill, when you got a good penalty kill that's been as good as they have been, I mean, you're going to win more games than you lose. So they held on long enough for the power play to get hot, and they're off and running now.
One of the defining moments of that 6th game, again, that's the Stuart Skinner win. And we talked about yesterday about how every victory in that series had like a hero, a clear-cut hero in every game. It was Connor with the OT winner in the first win. And then in the second win, that was the big comeback. You had the Janmark shorthanded goal. Game 3, the Nuge game. Game 4 was the Skinner game. But we also had that Connor McDavid goal to kick off Game 6, and that was stunning. Was there a part of you that felt for Miro Heiskanen as you watched Connor McDavid rip him inside out?
No, I don't feel for him at all, because it happens to all of us, and he's incredible. He's an incredible defenseman, but that was just Connor being Connor, and you need players like that. He's been doing that all playoffs this year, and it's incredible what he can do with the puck, and especially just have the wherewithal to pump fake that and bring that to his backhand is just absolutely next level. And then to finish with authority like that. So, I mean, I think it's hard because Heiskanen was in a good position to block, and the pressure down from the forward just wasn't enough. I think he needs to get a little bit stronger, but I mean, it is Connor. He's going to find a hole if you give it to him. And that's just one of those things that a big differentiator for him in the playoffs is he can do things like that where other players can't. And that's what makes his team so special to make a run for the cup.
Liam and I were talking, we haven't watched a ton of Florida Panthers hockey, even during these playoffs, been so caught up with the Oil, but you've been watching a lot of the other series. What should scare us the most about this Florida Panthers team?
I was on a call yesterday, and I was telling people the biggest thing that no one's been able to figure out is that forecheck of theirs. They hard rim every puck, and they're really hard on the forecheck. But it's going to be really a battle of the decors, I think. I think it's going to be which decor can outplay the other one, because both offenses are potent, and it's which one's going to hold up better. I think for Edmonton, they have to be really good on their forecheck, and especially in the neutral zone, because the problem with New York and Boston is that they play a very structured game, and they kind of sit back a little bit with the third guy high. But for Florida, that kind of plays into their system because they're able to get the red line, hard rim the puck, and then get on their forecheck. So and that's kind of what got New York in trouble, what got Boston in trouble, is they just couldn't stifle them in the neutral zone. I think Edmonton needs to make sure that everybody's up and you're making them earn that red line every single time, and because that's where it's going to kind of play is along the yellow. That's where they like to play it. But I do think Edmonton's a bigger team. They're not scared of playing physical. They're able to play mean. I don't think they're going to get pushed around. So it's just going to be how they manage that forecheck and how they can break out the puck. And because that's so important playing this Florida Panthers team. And then also their penalty kill needs to stay hot. It just is what it is. That power play has been good in Florida. So it's going to be, the classic special teams battle. And then with a little bit of mix of I think Stewart's skin's really ironed out his game, and Bobrovsky's playing great. So it's really going to come down to the decors and the chances they're limiting, and how they're getting their respective offenses on offense by breaking out the puck clean.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. And it actually ties in pretty nicely, I think, into the question we got in the inbox. Let's quickly knock out our Great Clips inbox question for the day. Over 4,000 hair salons across the United States and Canada. They're the official hair salon of the NHL. They're locally owned and operated and open 7 days a week. And your time is valuable, which is why you can take advantage of the Great Clips check-in app. See the wait time, check in on your phone, get your haircut when you want. For more information, check out greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's going to be great. Our boy Tyler Mulick is in asking this one. He wants to know, game one, do you go Broberg or Vinny in the lineup? I'll spin that into a two-parter. What have you thought of Philip Broberg since jumping into this Oilers lineup, and is he in your game one lineup?
He's been invisible in a good way. Other than his goal, he's done what a defenseman should do and get it. Not to say any indictment against Vinny, because I think Vinny's been great all year. I think he just provides a little bit of pace on the back end, and especially the third pairing is going to be the most important in this series, because after Barkov and Reinhart and Bennett, that's where Nurse and Kulak, and then obviously Ekholm and Bush are going to get the majority of the minutes. They're going to have to really dominate on that third pairing, and that's been a big issue for other teams, challenging the Panthers, is the third pairing got eaten up a little bit. So I really do think Broberg's going to have a big part in this. I do think you go with Broberg to start. I just like the way they've played. I think he looks calm. He looks confident. You need a guy that can kind of skate the puck and break out pucks clean. And then obviously, if something goes awry and things get a little bit too rough, I think you can bring Vinny in. But this is really a team that can skate, and the Panthers, and they get on the forecheck. You need guys that can break the pucks out clean, because they're going to be coming all night. And Phillips a guy that can do that. And I actually really proud of, having known the kid and seeing what he's done this year, and not getting a look, and then coming in at such a high stakes moment and really playing the right way. And I love Vinny too. They're just great kids and great talents, and they both have long careers. So I think Vinny is kind of just the odd man out, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him in this series, especially if the PK falters at all. They'll bring him back in, but I just, Phillips got that smooth skating ability. He's able to carry the puck. He can close on defenders, the offense. He can create turnovers, and I just think he's played well enough where you can't pull him out now. You got to keep him in and let him see what he can do in this game one.
What do you think of the idea of keeping Corey Perry on the second line, or do you think that experiment is kind of expired now?
I foresee that there's going to be a lot of line adjustments. I don't think there's any issue, and Knobloch doesn't have an issue with changing the lines, and I think the guys are all comfortable with it. Everybody's bought in. So I wouldn't be surprised to see guys come in and out of the lineup. I other than seeing McDavid with Hyman and probably Leon with Evander. No, he's not with not with Evander, but other than just seeing on the odd occasion the Leon, Connor, Hyman line. I think everything's going to be up in the air depending on how the feel out of the series. It's going to be a big matchup series. How do you get Barkov away from Connor? And then obviously we're going to see in game one how they want the matchup. If they want Barkov to play against Draisaitl or if they want him against McDavid. And then I think from there, Knobloch's going to really adjust. So it's going to be an amazing chess match style finals. I think this is probably the best matchup we could get. I know Dallas would have been cool to watch them and especially the run they were on, but I just think they would have got ran over by Florida. I think Florida's just a little too tough for them. So I think this matches up really well for Edmonton if they can, if their depth can continue to produce like they have. I think it's going to be a big storyline because the depth of Florida, they roll 4 lines, so you can't get away from it. You have to roll 4. You can't roll Connor and Leon because they're going to get tired and get worn down. But the good thing is most of this playoff series, they've played teams that roll 4 lines, so they're used to it, and they've had to rely on their depth because of it. So I think it's really going to be an interesting matchup. But I would start with Perry on the second, but he'll probably be up and down the lineup. He might be out one game, but I know Knobloch just kind of feels it out. And like I said, has a great heartbeat of the team, and he just kind of moves guys in and out of the lineup, and guys seem to not miss a beat.
Okay, I have one more quick one for you, then we'll let you go. Joe Pavelski today doing Dallas Stars locker cleanout day. Kind of sounds like he might be calling it a career. You were obviously a longtime teammate of Pavelski's, and man, just reading some of the stuff online we have about him, I guess the way I want to tee up for this, what made Joe Pavelski such a great player on the ice, and what made him such a beloved teammate off the ice?
I mean, just the way he practices his craft and the way he works is something that's truly remarkable. I mean, they had to stop him from going on the ice an hour early before practices when I played with him in San Jose because he'd get on the ice an hour before and chew up the ice, but he would just be working on his tips and his shots. And I mean, he's done that for 20 years playing in the league, and he's just a gamer. And obviously he's just one of those guys you want to play for, he just does everything the right way. He holds guys accountable, and you just love having teammates like that because you know what he's about, and you know that he wears his heart on his sleeve in terms of the way he plays and the way he conducts himself off the ice. So it's for you, it's easy to follow somebody like that. And obviously, I had him early on in my career. We were both youngish, and he was a little bit older than me, but to see the career he's had is truly incredible. And I mean, more power to him. I think he's earned his rest now, and I wish he would have had a good run to win the cup, but it's the way it is. It's a hard league to win a cup, and there's a lot of great players that never had one, and there's a lot of players that didn't deserve it that won cups, but it's just the way it goes. It's hockey. It's a beautiful game, but I think he's earned his rest, and he's just had a hell of a career, and really honored to have called him a teammate for so long, and rooted for him, honestly, quietly. I'm an oil up guy, but I rooted for him to win as well. I was torn in this series, and I think any team that won was positive for me, but it would have been nice to see Joe get one more crack at it in the final. So
the chat wants to know where you're golfing and what kind of shape your game's in.
Oh, it's tough. I'm golfing in AZ. I had like 2 days off before the finals because I'm going to be in Florida. I'll be in Edmonton too, so we'll have to figure out a way to kind of get on. I might do a pop in, but I'm going to be in both places working with the network and doing some other stuff with the NHL. So I had 2 days to come back to Arizona to pack up. So I'm in AZ in 100-degree heat. I played 9 holes, and my game is nowhere near where I want it to be. So it's about as good as a team that's in the finals right now because they've just been playing hockey and not worried about golf. So that's where my game is.
Yeah, we'll have to do something in person because Liam and I are going to be down in Florida, and to tease the audience a little bit on what we got cooking up. It sounds like we might be doing our show from the lower bowl of the arena on Friday and Saturday. Around the rink. We'll see then.
I'll have to jump in, and we'll do a show from the elbow room in Florida, baby.
I was trying to explain to Liam the magic of the elbow room earlier.
Oh, it's a dump, but it's great.
It's good. All right. Well, we'll see you in Florida then. We'll
See you,
save us a
boys.
seat at the elbow room whenever you get there, and let's go Oil.
Let's do it. Oil up, boys. Go get it.
All right, there you go. Jason Demers off. Oh, I forgot to ask him about Raffi Torres because we're having Raffi on in a bit. Is he still there, or did he close his window? Jason, we have Raffi Torres on. What kind of teammate was Raffi? Any stories we should throw his way?
You get Tico Torres on there, eh? The Tico, man. That guy's a killer. I had him in San Jose. I love him. He's the man. I do have stories of him, me and him together, but they're not for the podcast studio. They're for in person where there's no cameras around. But he's one hell of a teammate. Talk about an absolute killer on the ice and a guy you want to play for, and just a great human. Him and his family are phenomenal. I love his wife, his kids. Everybody's fantastic. So we just talked, I think, a couple weeks ago. He's trying to get me up to Toronto and wherever he lives up in the sticks there. But I'm a U.S. guy, unfortunately, at times. So I got to make my way up to Toronto at one point this summer to see him. So, but give him my best and tell him no headshots, eh? So no headshots.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll let you get back to the golf. Thanks, Jason.
See you, boys.
There you go, Jason Demers.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.